Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online series 9 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. In the last episode, we used this really fun team featuring really bulky Stakataka, as well as support like Support Spectrier, Choice Scarf Urshifu, and Comfy, so we'll be playing a couple more games with it today. Before we get started, today's episode is sponsored by the Ridge. The Ridge makes some really awesome lifestyle products, and their most popular product is the Ridge Wallet, which you can see right here. It's a super minimalistic wallet that's able to fit up to 12 cards between these two metallic plates, and there's a band or strap for cash here in the back. Super easy to use. You slide out your cards using this little indent, pull out whatever you need, and slide back as such. I've been using the Ridge wallet since I got it about a year ago or so, and it has been my go-to wallet. But if you don't believe me, there are over 30,000 5-star reviews for this product. There's also free shipping and free returns within 45 days, so you can always get one of these wallets. If you decide you don't like it, send it back and get your money back. There are tons of different designs and materials as well. As you can see, I'm currently on their website at ridge.com/VGC. You can use the code VGC for 10% off your next order. This one is my personal favorite one, the carbon fiber one, but there are all kinds of different materials as you can see and designs. I also really love the Ridge's line of backpacks, as you can see here. I've actually been using their backpacks nonstop since getting them, and I have their duffel bag, their weatherproof regular bag, and then their commuter backpack as well. So I've linked all of my favorite products from them down in the description below. The Ridge continues to be an incredible company to work alongside with. As you all know, I don't take many sponsorships on this channel, and I say this every time because I really mean it. I would not try to sell you something or a company if I didn't fully believe in them and their products. So happy to say that the Ridge continues to be one of those companies. Really appreciate them supporting the channel, and yeah, go check out their products. Alright, getting into the first match of the day. Really cool team here. T-Tar, Excadrill, Togekiss, Galarian Zapdos, Grimmsnarl, and Regieleki. Okay. So potential burns from Spectrier is really valuable, although T-Tar, Excadrill is really scary. I mean, we want to play towards Stakataka here for sure. It's, I mean, almost always the Maxmon on this team anyway. Just figuring out the lead that's tough because, quite frankly, we can bring all of our Pokemon here. I just banged my knee on the table. No Intimidate from their end, but Grimmsnarl probably has Screens, which is definitely a nuisance. I really don't want to lead Incineroar, though. Like, they could definitely go, I don't know, something like Zapdos plus Togekiss, for example. Is this a game for coaching? I'm actually intrigued by Urshifu Stakataka here. Could be interesting. I feel like it's probably not the best approach, but I don't know. We haven't been able to really feature coaching at all in the last episode, and I think it actually could make some sense here. I still want to bring Incineroar because it's so valuable against T-Tar and Excadrill just by itself. Rillaboom for Glide's actually really good if we eliminate Togekiss, right? Spectrier for Will-O-Wisp is kind of nice, but it's kind of hard to burn. I'm gonna bring Rillaboom. I don't know if this is the best approach, honestly, but we didn't get to use the Urshifu. I mean, granted, in yesterday, not use Urshifu at all, but not feature coaching. But like here, it could actually make some sense because their team is so physically oriented. Plus, Surging Strikes, Scarf Surging Strikes actually does a lot of damage to a lot of my opponent's Pokemon as well. But I guess the problem is if they just lead like Grimmsnarl or Regieleki. Togekiss, Excadrill. Okay. Definitely nervous about Swords Dance here, turn 1. We could go for coaching. If you're my opponent, I mean, I don't know, follow me, Swords Dance here definitely seems probable, but like we could coaching, max, Steel Spike into Togekiss. Let's say they went for follow me and just like max Quake. We would get to +3 defense in one turn through coaching, max, and Steel Spike. Okay, I'm kind of down for this. I mean, it's pretty risky in front of an Excadrill, right? What was like my best lead against this if I knew my opponent was leading Togekiss, Excadrill? Incineroar plus Comfy, I guess, because I could fake out Trick Room. But that's like... Okay, they're not maxing Excadrill, which makes me think it's Swords Dance coming out. But the thing is, if you Swords Dance, if it's follow me Swords Dance, turn 1, I KO Togekiss, turn 2, I pivot Urshifu out into Incineroar. Okay, but then I don't know, it feels like I get swept by Excadrill. What was my out here? Surging Strikes, Trick Room? Alright, they go for follow me. That's fine. Yep, so we still get coaching off because coaching ignores redirection, which is nice. Swords Dance. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like Togekiss, Excadrill, T-Tar from the beginning of VGC 2020. I mean, this is why we have Incineroar, right? Like, I just got to +3 defense in one turn via coaching, Steel Spike, and they're not Focus Sash, which are good. And the defense boost. And then, like, I can bring Excadrill to just bring it down to +1 this next turn, right? Switch Urshifu out into Incineroar. But then the question is, how do I actually knock out Excadrill right now? Now, they don't know that I'm not Scarfed. Us being Scarfed here actually hurts us, right? I wonder if Scarf Urshifu outspeeds max speed Excadrill in Sand. Oh, interesting. They bring out Zapdos. Oh, that's actually a really smart brain, because now I can't force out Incineroar, right? Smart. That is a very smart brain. I thought Tyranitar would be coming in, but no. What do you do now? Close Combat, Stakataka, and Max Quake it? I could go out into Incin. Yes, it activates Defiant, but then I go for the knockout onto Zapdos. I just don't know if we one-shot it. We probably don't, right? Oh, if they have a defense drop. Well, it might not be... What fighting type attacks does that get? I honestly don't remember. How do I beat Togekiss Excadrill lead? Spectrier. Spectrier would... I could have taunted turn 1 and then Will-O-Wisp Excadrill turn 2. If they're not Lum. Other interesting question is, yeah, who do you max here? Is it Zapdos? That's a really smart max, although it means you do less damage this turn. Yeah, they're gonna max Zapdos, okay. You just go for what? Knuckle Earthquake? Man, this is very scary. I'm staring down 2 physical attackers. Okay, they actually have for max Airstream. That makes a lot of sense. That is not good news for us. I don't think that mattered. Well, actually... Well, they probably EQ'd here anyway, right? So probably not. Yeah. Okay, so I can bring Urshifu back in, but the thing is, Scarf Zapdos probably outspeeds us. Now that 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 Earthquake did not do a lot of damage, which is at least good. But I don't think Steel Spike's a 2-hit KO. Oh no, it is a 2-hit KO. Okay, hold up. Oh, that's very interesting. That is very interesting. So we bring Urshifu back out. The thing with Urshifu is that we're Scarfed. They don't know that we're Scarfed. We have Rillaboom as our last one. Now they should have Tyranitar as their last one. So like, I honestly kind of want to Surging Strikes here onto Excadrill. So one, if Zapdos is slower, like your play here is what? Max Airstream, Urshifu, and Earthquake. But we should survive another Earthquake, especially with the defense boosts. So I want to Steel Spike again into Zapdos. And then I have Rillaboom, which also sets up grassy terrain. Alright, they did correctly Airstream here. What if I brought Rillaboom out first? Wait, that was just a better line, right? If I brought Rillaboom out, I could have just gone Fake Out into Excadrill, Steel Spike into Zapdos. I feel like that was probably the better line of action to take there. This endgame's going to be interesting. It's weird seeing Stakataka take a 4x super effective hit with that much health. But, yeah, we got this thing to what, +6 defense in the end? I don't know if they can KO Stakataka now. Okay, the problem with bringing out Rillaboom is if I bring out Rillaboom, they could just protect Excadrill max Airstream. But I actually think that's a worthy trade for us because we have... Actually, I don't know. Would I rather have Rillaboom Stakataka or Urshifu Stakataka? Probably Rillaboom, honestly. Because I have Fake Out for Return and Grassy Glide Pressure. And their last one's Grimmsnarl. Wow, they didn't bring T-Tar. Okay. We take those. That's perfect for us, I would say. Because I don't think Excadrill can really win. Oh, also, with Swords Dance Excadrill, like, you typically... It limits your move pool a little bit, right? So it's a question of what attack you've dropped. Okay, +2 speed, +1 attack, +6 defense. Even if you Swords Dance here, like, I kind of want to just Fake Out Grimmsnarl and pick up the K. Oh, wait, Fake Out Trick Room is the play here, right? Wait, is it... Grimmsnarl could have Self-Scary Face, but we should still outspeed under Trick Room. But they could have, like, I don't know, Thunder Wave. Like, I lean towards just Fake Out and Gyro Ball Grimmsnarl here for a KO. Oh, Body Press was better, actually. I don't know if this KOs. Okay, good damage from that. They go for another Sword Stance. That's fine. Because, yes, you're at +3 attack, but we're at +6 defense with Grassy Terrain up, and your ground-type attack is Rock Slide. Okay, Gyro Ball gets the KO. Nice. Stakataka can't raise its defense any further. Yeah, and I don't think, like, Excadrill here has to either Rock Slide or Earthquake, and Earthquake, even at +3 defense in Grassy Terrain, doesn't really do that much to Rillaboom. So we can Grassy Glide into Excadrill here. +6 defense Stakataka, that's wild. And Trick Room's always the right play here, because it covers for an Excadrill protecting. Yeah. Grassy Glides a 2-hit KO onto Excadrill. Their win con is, I don't know, crit Earthquake, I guess? Oh, they're just going for Iron Head. Okay. That makes sense, but now we have the game won. What we didn't want our opponent to do was basically stall out Grassy Terrain with, like, a ton of Protects, for example. But now that we have Trick Room up, we can just Body Press Excadrill. Body Press there alone would have won us the game as well. But Trick Room always, like, ensures you victories in these endgame scenarios. So the main thing that was really good for us was Stakataka actually just knocking out Zapdos with 2 max Steel Spikes. I was not confident in that, honestly. But hey, coaching was actually really nice for us here, right? Just, like, stacking up those defense boosts as quickly as we did was super nice. So they revealed their full moveset. It's Iron Head, Earthquake, Sword Stance, Protect, meaning no Rock Slide, which makes sense. So theoretically, they could win if they get 4 Protects in a row right now. That would actually be pretty scary. Maybe I should have just Body Pressed then? Yeah, Body Press was probably the right play because we had so many turns of Grassy Terrain anyway. We didn't really need to worry about Excadrill stalling it out. Yeah, I didn't need to Trick Room because now my opponent actually has the slimmest of chances to win this game through a quadruple Protect. Yeah, they don't go for it though. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, either way, what a dominant performance by Stakataka here. We brought it into a matchup with Excadrill and Zapdos and it put in so much work. So, yeah. You know, I thought, like, my opponent played well, too. It's just that Stakataka is an absolute monster. And, like, they definitely made the right... I think maybe Excadrill maxing could have given them more value. Although the thing is, honestly, if they maxed Excadrill, we'd have just one-shot Zapdos then. So then the question is whether or not, like, a fighting-type attack from Zapdos... it would be at +2 attack, but we were at +3 defense already after turn 1, right? So I don't think we needed to worry about it that much. Either way, that was a really interesting game. This team is wild. Oh, gosh. Lanturn. Didn't we play against Lanturn a couple days ago, like in the first or second episode of this season? And it was really scary, right? It was like Eerie Impulse support. Malamar here. Okay. Well, Stakataka looks really good, as per usual. Malamar is definitely scary. What if I just go coaching again? Am I wild for wanting to do that? Maybe a little bit. I feel like Comfy can do a lot, like, with healing here. Grimmsnarl is what I'm looking at, right? Like, I want to eliminate that if I can. Like, ASAP. I don't know. I kind of want to try coaching Urshifu and Stakataka again. I guess Rillaboom's only value here really is to deal with Lanturn. Incineroar is good for everything bar Malamar. I feel like Spectrier is right here, but it's weird not leading it, right? I could bring Comfy instead. Okay, I mean, I'm down to try this out. Like, I like experimenting with all kinds of different game modes when you try out a team, and for Road to Rank, you know, we only feature a team, like, what, 6 to 7 games, typically, and so, like, you know, sometimes I don't get to use every single permutation or combination of, like, Pokemon that I can, but, yeah, I want to try it out. This is basically a protect the Stakataka kind of composition, right? Like, we're putting our eggs in the Stakataka basket. It's Malamar and Lanturn, okay. Oh, right. Coaching gives me an attack boost as well. I was wondering why we did so much damage with Steel Spike into Zapdos. Doy. Okay, Lanturn, a little bit scary. What are the odds they max Lanturn turn 1? They really could. I never thought I'd be saying that, but here we are. Like, I want a coaching max and Rockfall into Lanturn. I don't know what Lanturn does here. Oh gosh. Oh no. I guess I should have let Spectrier. I can't even be mad. My opponent's team is so cool. This is what I mean. Like, fighting the unexpected is always scary. I just, like... I guess since, like, the only other time I played Lanturn was, like, our first episode of the season, or second episode, I was like, you know, it's probably support Lanturn, and I don't need to worry about it doing that much damage, but now I feel like it's gonna be, like, a Life Orb set. This is, pretty scary. If they just Superpower Max Geyser us, like, it's probably a KO, right? I don't know. I mean, Lanturn's not exactly super impressive offense-wise, but... That's awesome, man. That's honestly so awesome. Okay, 107 HP. Hey, I can work with that. I can work with that. It was Life Orb! I said it! I told you! Wait, are they Trick Rooming? Huh? I mean, that's great for us. That is... okay. Yeah, Trick Room works in our favor here. I mean, Stakataka is super duper slow. Maybe they were expecting us to Trick Room and they just wanted to get a KO onto us. But we take those. Okay. I can't believe we're facing a Life Orb Lanturn though. That's wild. I think we should survive a superpower with the defense boost, right? So what I want to do is go into Comfy. Do I think Steel Spike's going to KO Lanturn from this range? It's probably better to just Rockfall it, right? Now, Lanturn could Max Guard this next turn, so I could read the Max Guard and target Malamar instead. Am I greedy in thinking we'll survive a superpower? Like, that's my other question. Huh. I actually think Max Guard was the play this turn. But I don't want to switch in Comfy and get, like, doubled up into that slot if they read into it. Okay, they don't Max Guard. That's good. That's actually huge because it gives me a defense boost here, too. Yeah, really happy to try out the coach. Like, even when I was practicing with this team, like, never figured out when to bring Urshifu and Stakataka, but we just ended up having 2 good games in a row for it, where it actually made some sense, although this was not exactly the best lead. Okay, so we're at +2 defense. And they're going to superpower into the Urshifu slot. I honestly think my opponent could have made this game a lot easier for themselves if they had just doubled up onto Stakataka turn 1 with superpower and Max Geyser. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were thinking Max Geyser would just one-shot even Max Stakataka. But that's the thing, right? Lanturn's special attack is, like, not exactly amazing. So, yeah. Alright, Torkoal comes out. Torkoal. I can now heal myself. Right? We have Urshifu in the back. +2 defense. Yeah, I'm down for Floral Healing here. And just go for a Rockfall onto Torkoal. I guess Malamar is, like, getting pretty scary, though. We should outspeed Torkoal here, though. Huh. Alright, that's pretty scary. I did not think about that. I think it's fine. I mean, we should survive an Eruption. We don't knock out Malamar, though. That's not great. Because that would have given me another Beast Boost, accelerate the game even further. That's a really powerful Eruption. Okay. Well, now I have Rock Slide, so I don't really care about your ally switch. That's a really good ally switch. And Malamar has like 1 HP. Oof. Not like this. Okay. The thing is, Scarf Urshifu is not... Oh, wow. That was actually such a big ally switch. I didn't even know Malamar got ally switch, to be honest. And I think that's why that move can be a little tough to play around. Our max ends. We can obviously fake out Rock Slide here to very little downside. 2 turns of Trick Room left, +2 defense. I would think their last one's Glastrier, right? So I'll just fake out Rock Slide here. Okay, nice. We need to hit the Rock Slide, though. That's actually kind of scary. Ah, thank goodness. Good job, Stakataka. Whoa, that almost KO'd. I always forget about how much more damage you do with coaching. Thanks to the attack boost. You know, this is so interesting too, right? Because like yesterday when we played with this team, it felt so defensive, but today it's actually been like night and day. Where like now we're just going on the pure offensive spectrum. I think that's a really big component to the team that I hadn't really figured out until now, to be honest. Because when I was playing with this, even when I was practicing, even between yesterday's episode and today's, I just like couldn't figure out how you utilize coaching. But even +1 Stakataka is a really impressive unit. We always switch out into Urshifu here to reconserve Fake Out and Intimidate and Body Press into Glastrier. Incineroar should outspeed Glastrier after Trick Room is over, so Flare Blitz will KO it. We don't need to worry about activating a policy here, because Glastrier can't pick up 3 knockouts in 2 turns. So, yep. And yeah, +3 Body Press is enough. Wow, Stakataka has been amazing here today. Okay. And I want to make it clear because, like, I lost a bunch while I was, like, getting used to this team. And one thing that I realized was leading to my losses was I was too reliant on Will-O-Wisp Spectrier. Now, Will-O-Wisp Spectrier can be really good if you connect, but I had a couple of games where, like, I would miss Will-O-Wisp turn 1 on their physical mon as they maxed and lose so much momentum as a result. So, trying out this Urshifu plus Stakataka combo is honestly super, super interesting to me. And I think that, like, just even a single attack and defense boost on a max Stakataka and it snowballs, like, so fast. Like, I didn't even fully realize just how fast things can get with it. Which is funny because it's such a slow Pokemon, but yeah. So, I don't know. It's kind of just unlocked a whole new way to play with this team. So, kind of glad to feature that because, yeah, I don't know. I think with this team, I got too reliant on just leading Spectre with Will-O-Wisp and trying to disrupt with Will-O-Wisp, which can be very good, right? For example, this is probably a game in which Spectre makes a little bit more sense as a lead. This is a really scary team, especially because, like, it could be Support Spectre, it could be Max Spectre, it could be Swords Dance Landers, could be AV Landorus, right? Like, a lot of possibilities here. We're not max speed on Spectre, right? So, like... yeah, that means their Spectre will outspeed us. The Lecky's really scary. Oh boy, this one's going to be tough, I think. I like leading Incineroar because it has Snarl, so I can Snarl Spectre and it walls Spectre decently well. Scarf Urshifu is cool, but I think with Regieleki is that's just so fast. Does it outspeed Scarf Urshifu actually? 277, right? Yeah, it does. Oh gosh. This does not look easy, because I don't see an approach in which we can lead Spectre, but I also don't see an approach where we safely get Trick Room up. So for now, I'm thinking Incin, Comfy, Stakataka, Rillaboom. It's just like Scarf Urshifu, very bad into a matchup where 1, there's Fake Out, 2, there's Regieleki, which outspeeds us even without a Scarf. It doesn't even need like max speed investment. And Spectrier here feels bad because they have a Spectrier that outspeeds us because we're not max speed, and almost every Spectrier in the format is max speed. And they also have Regieleki. Alright, so they're going to go Spectrier Togekiss. Oh, this works in setting up Trick Room. Unless they have Taunt. What if I read into Taunt right now? And straight up Snarl? Helping Hand Snarl? Does that seem wild? Why do I feel like Togekiss is going to max now? I mean, Togekiss maxing actually wouldn't be bad for us at all. Do I read into Taunt? Like, if I fake out Togekiss and Spectre ends up taunting me, it's really bad for us, right? Okay, I'm just gonna Draining Kiss Spectre and Snarl at turn 1. They are gonna max. Wait, that's a sick outfit. He literally looks like Ash Ketchum. What? That's awesome. It is Max Spectrier. If I just went Fake Out Trick Room turn 1, I feel like we would have not won, but I should have just gone for it. Yeah, they went for Helping Hand. So this is where having Sash is nice, at least, right? Oh, wow. That's a really good play. That is such a good play. If I just... Okay, if I went Fake Out Trick Room, though, they still get a Spadef boost. Really, really well done there. Nicely played. Like, yeah, we could have gotten Trick Room up. Man, that would have been pretty good. But then Togekiss could follow me. You could Max Wake us, although we do have Shuckaberry. Either way, that was a brilliant turn by my opponent. I have to bring in Stakataka. Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't. Not necessarily. But if I bring out Rillaboom and I'm my opponent, I would just Helping Hand Phantasm. That gives you another knockout. So then the question is, like, do I just bring Stakataka out right now? Okay, I think we do. It's just now, if you're my opponent, you could so easily Phantasm. Ah, that was such a good turn 1 on their end. Really, really well played. I mean, I can max Rockfall Togekiss. Oh, actually, Steel Spike's better here for the... so that we conserve Comfy. But I think they just double up onto Comfy here, quite frankly. I don't know. If they were support Spectrier, I guess I just got bait. Like, it's been a while since we've seen Life Orb offensive Spectrier, but that is still kind of the standard. Although it feels like a lot of people are running support Spectrier now, so yeah. But the Max Quick onto Incin was really, really good targeting, because I was thinking, hey, they're going to Phantasm Comfy, we'll survive the turn, we'll still get a big Snarl off, and even dropping their special tech by a single stage is so valuable for us. Yeah, so they didn't go for Helping Hand. It should be a double up onto Comfy. Is this winnable? I could have tried to click Trick Room with Stakataka here. Queen, right? Yeah, perfect first 2 turns for my opponent. I feel like we've fallen behind too much now to win the game. Because Rillaboom's not going to one-shot the Spectrier. I should have just gone for... Well, if I went for Trick Room there, like Helping Hand Max Quake or Helping Hand Phantasm could have knocked out Stakataka, and then Stakataka is my only max option, but I've already fallen behind too much in this game. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen offensive Spectrier, but really good execution by my opponent. If I just went Fake Out Trick Room turn 1, Fake Out wouldn't have done anything because Helping Hand has higher priority, but then I at least get Trick Room up, then I bring out Stakataka, and then I can Helping Hand Max Rockfall the next turn, and because we have Shuckaberry, we're not in bad shape. And I'd probably Helping Hand Rockfall the Spectrier slot. Oh, then they have Landorus. Yeah, it's probably going to be our demise. I don't really see a good out here. If we had Protect on Rillaboom, there would actually be a shot. But because we're Assault Vested, they can always just safely Phantasm into Rillaboom right now. And they get an Intimidate off against Stack. Such a good turn 1 on their end, so kudos to them. How could I have played her? Like, this already was a tough matchup because they had so many good leads. If I was expecting Togekiss plus Spectrier specifically, what do I even lead? Especially because they have Helping Hand on Togekiss, which, like, I definitely wasn't expecting as well. I don't know. Togekiss Spectrier. Well, let's finish out the game first, because I wonder if our win con is just a Grassy Glide crit onto Spectrier now. I don't even think a crit KOs, to be honest, but yeah, I think we just go for that. And that is certainly not a critical hit, let me tell you that much. Yep, Phantasm into Rillaboom. This was like a perfect game by my opponent, honestly, so I can't even be mad. Like, kudos to them. We needed to get Trick Room up in this matchup, so at turn 1 I should have just gone Fake Out Trick Room, because yeah, it's just that let's say they have Taunt, but then you're at least not maxing, and then my Incineroar can do some stuff against you the next turn. Oh, interesting that they go for Fly, okay. Makes sense, because you don't want to Earthquake yourself, especially with, just in general. Yeah, I don't even think this KOs with the Intimidate. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, there's no way out of this, right? You just max Quake into Earthquake. Well, maybe we do boost Stakataka's defense a bunch. Shame that even Glide, like that double up couldn't KO their Spectrier, but that's to be expected with Intimidate, right? And that's why we don't want to fall behind too much in terms of Pokemon numbers here. +1 defense, -1 attack, or +2 special attack. You could miss Mud Shot. And then Steel Spike would get us to +3 defense. So for some reason their last one's like Grimmsnarl, we still maybe have a chance here. But they just go for Shadow Ball, and that is the correct play. You don't risk a miss. And yeah, I like that a lot. Spectre feints. I think Rock Volley might have been more appropriate. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, because Aleki, even if Aleki is their last one, T-Bolt just KOs us, especially after the special defense drop. But even without it, yeah. I think like this is a good contrast to those last two games, and one thing I also learned while playing with this team is like if oh wow, Citrus Landorus? Huh, fascinating. One thing that I learned is that like if Stakataka has any attack drops, whether it be from Intimidate or Burn, it's just very sad. Like burning it is like a very strong path to just winning the game. So their last one was Urshifu, so they didn't go with Aleki in the end. I think, like, definitely I should have clicked Trick Room turn 1. I was just expecting support Spectrier too much. If we got in Trick Room up, we definitely had a better shot at winning this one, but with Landorus, it's still kind of tough. I couldn't bring Spectrier into this match because of their Spectrier, because we are not max speed. It just felt like we didn't have a really safe lead option at all. But with the lead option we had, it actually was fine. I just didn't click Trick Room turn 1, and I should have. But they also played, honestly, perfectly. Like, really, really well done. I'm just trying to think, like, yeah, where we could have improved on. Even if I knew Togekiss Spectre was coming. I think we just get... Like, this is why offensive Spectre is so darn good, right? Especially with helping hand support. I think I just needed to get Trick Room up. So, like, if I were to replay this, I'd actually go the same lead. I would just replay turn 1, and instead of going for, yeah, I would just fake out Trick Room instead. And if their support Spectre, so be it. If you look at their team, I don't know, like, the thing about Togekiss is that, like, now when I see it, I only expect, like, support. So if you were running offensive Togekiss, it'd actually be a really cool mix-up. But Spectre maxing turn 1 definitely, you know, shouldn't come from the left field. And I don't know why I didn't anticipate it as much as... yeah, I just don't know why I didn't anticipate it super well. So, yeah, but... Hey, it's, you know, this gives us time for a 4th game, so let's get into it. But yeah, I mean, kudos to my opponent in that last one. Like, I really thought it was a perfect game on their end. From the lead to every turn they played out, basically. And it's a Dracovish team with Celesteela and Raichu. Okay. For the last game today. So, normally this implies self-vote switch and a weakness policy. I actually used that because my brother liked it a lot in the beginning of Series 7. I thought it was a fun combo. Ugh, Stakataka does not really like going up against... Well, I guess Celesteela doesn't like going up against Stakataka very much either. Should I do it? Urshifu? Okay, here's the other question. Like, can I knock out... Can I Surging Strikes one-shot Raichu with Urshifu? Although they could just go Raichu, Celesteela, fake out Airstream turn 1, right? Totally. I have to be very careful here, because if Dracovish comes out and it can just Vicious Ren against Stakataka, that's very dangerous. Kind of down for Incineroar Spectrier Stakataka. Kind of want to bring Rillaboom just for Dracovish. Maybe Comfy is fine, because they could actually do damage into Dracovish with Draining Kiss. So, let's see. Alright, what do we got? Oh, man, that last game. I just got completely obliterated from beginning to end, and I knew it was going to be a tough matchup, but man, did my opponent play so well. And that's the thing, right? Even if you have the best matchup in the world, you still have to execute properly. My opponent, like, did exactly that. So kudos. Raichu plus Urshifu. Okay. I don't mind this. Mainly because we have Will-O-Wisp. But this is what I was saying, like... The scary thing about using Spectre in a position like this is if you hit the Will-O-Wisp, it's amazing, but if you miss, it's just brutal. Man, also, only one of these is going to be Sash. Like, I honestly fear Nuzzle from Raichu, so, like, I lean towards Fake Out into Raichu, Will-O-Wisp on Urshifu. Okay, just go for Fake Out. Don't tell me it's Scarf Urshifu. Okay, we hit Will-O-Wisp. Oh my goodness, thankfully. Alright, that's a good start to the game. Burning Urshifu is always very nice, especially considering that we have a Stakataka in this game. Alright, they're gonna Wicked Blow. Nice. Okay, hanging on there is very, very huge. Okay. So this next turn, what do we want to do? One thing to watch out for is Urshifu pivot out into Celesteela, Raichu self-Volt Switch to activate Policy immediately. Although you would do a fair amount of damage to yourself that way, right? So I don't know if my opponent actually wants to go for that. Pretty easy to switch Spectrier out into Comfy right now, actually. So I like that. And just Flare Blitz Raichu. Okay, I'm down for that. Because right now, like, let's look at our opponent's offensive threats, right? It's not going to be Raichu at this point. It's not really going to be Urshifu at this point. So it's Celesteela and Dracovish, namely. Nice, they try to Sucker Punch us. Great. E-Web is fine. Because now I think we can just get Trick Room up, right? Like, this next turn I can Parting Shot. Trick Room. I guess the one thing to watch out for still is the Celesteela. This is why I wanted a Flare Blitz Raichu here, by the way, because I just want to get this out of the way. I think it's probably Assault Vested, if I had to guess. Okay, pretty good damage. Double up here onto Incineroar definitely might happen, like Close Combat plus something. That's actually kind of scary. Okay, I think I'm actually going to switch out into Spectrier here, and I'm not going to go for Trick Room here. Wait. Also, I could Floral Healing, right? Oh, that's actually kind of cool. There's so many options with Floral Healing. Maybe we do just get Trick Room up, actually. Okay. Parting Shot into this and Trick Room. I don't know. I just feel like if Instinct goes down here, I still get a free switch into Stakataka. That's really good. I'm not even sure Close Combat KOs us right now. Like, you're Intimidated and you're burnt. He probably doesn't KO, actually. And they're not switching out, which is in our favor, too. Oh, we hang on. That's so nice. Okay, beautiful. Because now I get Stakataka in. And it is Stakataka time. And I could always heal Incineroar with the Floral Healing later on in the match, too. Now, the interesting thing this next turn is whether or not I actually want to Dynamax the Stakataka. You might be wondering, well, why in the world wouldn't you want to Dynamax? Well, the answer is because we're not in any offensive... we're not really at risk of taking any offensive damage this next turn. However, we could punish a switch out very heavily with the max move. Although they're at, what, -2 defense here? And -1 defense. So, like, you know, Drain Kiss Rock Slide here is really free. And they actually don't have a single Rock Resist other than Urshifu. So, I'm down for Rock Slide plus Draining Kiss here, I think. Yeah. Okay, you know what the alternative was? It was just to Max and Max Knuckle into Raichu, because kind of forgot about... Okay, yeah, but they don't switch out either Pokemon, which is great. So, Draining Kiss should be a KO here. Boom. I guess the scary thing is we can miss Rock Slide, and then they could Nuzzle into Stakataka. Okay, but I didn't speak it into existence, thankfully. Nice. Yeah, that's the main thing. I think with this team, you might often put yourself in positions where you, like... It's a little bit awkward, where you, like, get Trick Room up because you're using Spectrier. Like, it's hard to actually get Stakataka out under Trick Room. You're waiting for your opponent to knock you out. So that last turn, I thought it was, like, the perfect opportunity because, hey, if they knock out Incineroar, sure, I still get Stakataka out, and, like, we're down, but Stakataka comes out in such a phenomenal position, right? And, oh, they didn't even bring Dracovish, so they actually had no Stakataka answer at all, unless Celesteela has, like, Max Quake, I guess. We're already at +1 defense. We have Incin plus Spectre in the back. Pretty easy to max Rockfall here into Rotom. Although surely Rotom protects here, right? Do I read into Rotom protecting? max Rockfall. I actually think it's still very possible to lose this game because they have Celesteela. It depends on their Celesteela moveset. I'm going for Helping Hand Rockfall because we already have the 4-2 advantage, right? And I don't want to switch out Comfy and give them a Beast Boost of whatever typing it is. Now, I think Stakataka has the advantage in this matchup between us two. But my hesitance here in going for... Like, I think I actually would have preferred Helping Hand Max Knuckle or Steel Spike into Rotom. Now, if they don't protect Rotom, like, we're fine. If they max Rotom, we're even better. But it should be max Celesteela always. I just don't know Celesteela's moveset fully, but I don't think it really should pressure Stakataka that much with damage. And we have Body Press in the late game, right? I just think Rotom always protects here. There's literally no reason to not protect it. But for that reason, like, we could have Helping Hand Knuckled. Yeah, actually, I really like Helping Hand Knuckling instead. Yeah, they go for Protect. Because, like, there's no upside in getting Sand up this turn anyway. I guess the one thing to watch out for, though, is that Rotom theoretically could Will-O-Wisp, and since now you've committed a Protect, next turn I can just KO you for sure. But the thing is, now you Steel Spike into into Comfy. Citrus Berry, that's fine. They could also go for a double Protect, right? That's the other scary thing right now. Like, even though we're up 4-2, I think my opponent can absolutely pull off a comeback right now. Especially because it's just, like, the battle of these, like, really strong steel types. I really should have Helping Hand Knuckled this turn. Because then it also... It's Life Orb Steela. Whoa, okay. Did not expect that. I mean, it's always Incineroar and Parting Shot here, right? Yeah, I think, like, normally you don't want to overread into things, and so I thought it was safe to Helping Hand Rockfall, but, like, our Pokemon have actually taken a fair amount of damage. If I just went Helping Hand Knuckled, like, the Sand also doesn't get set up, so Comfy sticks around for another turn, and that actually makes all the difference in this matchup right now. So I'm going to Rockfall into Rotom. The fact they're Life Orb I actually think is maybe good for us, because it implies that you don't have Recovery. I'm just nervous about their Celesteela being slower than us under Trigger right now, and them getting a double Protect. But to start things off, they don't get the double, so that's good. That's actually a very big deal. It's going to be a close finish. It is definitely going to be a close finish. Okay, so we're at +2 defense now. Okay, we're faster. That's such a big deal, actually. Nice. I figured that was the case. Especially if they're Life Orb Celesteela. But I have to say, right, I never expected Life Orb, because when I saw Raichu Celesteela in Team Preview, I thought it was absolutely going to be Weakness Policy. Fortunately for us, the Life Orb actually doesn't help them that much right now, because they'd be picking up these knockouts anyway, I think. Yep. But the scary thing here is they get a Beast Boost, right? Well, actually, if they weren't Life Orb, I think because we're max HP and they're at -1 special... Okay, they're defense boosting. Oh, no, sorry, that's from Max Steel Spike. This is actually really scary. Special attack, yeah. Oh man. Huh. Okay, the thing is, we're Safety Goggles, right? And we have Flare Blitz. Jeez, I actually think they win this with Celesteela. And we do have another turn of max at least, which is good. We're +2 defense. It is just neutral. So I can max Knuckle into Flare Blitz, but they're at +2 defense. Flare Blitz doesn't do enough. I think it makes sense to raise our defense here, right? Because we're going to go for Body Press in this endgame. So max Steel Spike. And Parting Shot. I mean, I could have maxed Rock. It's just like we don't do that much damage with our physical attacks because they're at +2 defense. So like, I feel like our win condition is to just Body Press this a bunch, but like, and they'll be at neutral special attack. We'll have Sand up as well. I don't know how much Flash Cannon does to us. I really kind of underestimated Life Orb Celesteela. But I think it was a really big mistake to set up Sand the turn that I did, right? Like, that was the main problem in this. Because I basically gave the free knockout onto Comfy. So, I didn't... It's not like I needed a helping hand there, but I definitely should have gone for Knuckle or Steel Spike onto Rotom. Knuckle was the best play, especially for expecting Protect. Okay. This is why, by the way, it was really important that we didn't just max immediately. I just don't know if we can take two... How many turns of Sand are left? 2 or 1? Okay, 2. I don't think Body Press does enough, but they're taking Life Orb damage. The other question is, like, do we actually Trick Room here? Because we can survive 2 Body Presses right now. Or, sorry, Flash Cannon, maybe. And we want to utilize the Sandstorm. I don't know if they have Protect or not on Celesteela. I'm going for Trick Room here, but honestly, Body Press may have been the right play. Yeah, they just Flash Cannon. How much do you do? Okay. No special defense drop. I should have Body Pressed first, then Trick Roomed. Because now you can stall out the Sandstorm. Ah, yeah. It's Body Press first, then Trick Room. Yeah. Because I would have gotten a free Body Press off. Now they can get a Flash... Okay, so the question is whether or not Flash Cannon KOs us now, basically, without the Sandstorm special defense boost. Because I think 2 Body Presses plus 1 Life Orb chip is enough to KO their Celesteela. What a wild game. I guess I could just go for a Rock Slide Flint. It just doesn't do enough, I think. It's really close. It looks like a damage roll, basically. Yeah, okay, we'll KO after a Life Orb. Here's Flash Cannon. Oh, you've... Ah. Okay, I want to... I mean, I misplayed there in the end, right? Like, I should have Body Pressed first, then Trick... Wait, would that have made a difference? It absolutely would have made a difference, because then if I Body Press... Yeah. I let myself get crit there. Like, I deserve to be punished for that one. Stakataka, Celesteela. Let's see. Max Special Attack, Life Orb, Flash Cannon. It looked like a damage roll there, but the crit obviously just ensures the KO. Hold on, how much HP do we have? I think we were surviving that without the crit, but that's what I get for misplaying the endgame and not going for Body Press first. I should have thought about the endgame more. Because the thing with Body Press is that they're always going to Flash Cannon in that position, right? I guess they could Protect, but it doesn't make that much sense for them. Actually, if they Protect, we also win. It's always Body Press, Trick Room, not Trick Room, Body Press. Like, that's a perfect example of how I could have optimized the endgame more so that I could win regardless of a crit. I just want to confirm the crit mattered. I think it did. I'm just double checking how much HP we had. So our Stakataka had 108 HP, and in the end, as you can see with the calc on the screen, Modest, Life Orb, Celesteela Flash Cannon does 86 to 101, so it was a win if the critical hit didn't happen. However, I think this is actually the perfect time to talk about optimizing your endgames, because I did not optimize my endgame. Yeah, we had the game won the majority of the time, but we could have improved those odds even further if I didn't misplay, right? I went Trick Room Body Press. The correct line of action to take was always Body Press into Trick Room, because 2 Flash Cannons in Sand was not going to KO us. Actually, if you do the calc, you take a look here. So if the Sand is up, now they could get a special defense drop. So that's actually one thing I guess I actually didn't consider as much. But I think the odds of that are still slimmer. So let's see. Like if you Flash Cannon here, right? In Sand, it does 33 to 40%. Now, if we're at -1 special defense, that goes up to 51 to 60%, which is effectively the normal Flash Cannon range. So even if they get the special defense drop, they still don't KO us, right? Unless they crit. So basically, if we went Body Press Trick Room, not only would they need a special defense drop, but they would also need a crit on one of those 2 attacks, right? And if like you don't get the special defense drop, you know, 2 flash cannons at max does 80. If you crit one of the flash cannons, you do 51 to 60. But you need the highest rolls of both of those flash cannons to actually get the KO onto Stakataka. So perfect example of a game in which like our odds could have been even further improved if I didn't botch that end game, you know, as much as I did. So I honestly didn't just fully think things through, and I even talked about it, but I just kind of had like a mini brain fart there. So it's important to always consider your end games, and like, you know, it can be really frustrating to lose to a crit or any kind of luck in Pokemon, but the reality is that like you need to try to reduce as much of that RNG as possible, and I could have had it easier if I just made the right, you know, line of moves rather than going for Trick Room first. Like, that was definitely a misplay. One other turn to talk about this game was the turn I went Helping Hand Rockfall into Rotom. I don't think that's a direct misplay because, quite truthfully, in that position, maybe my opponent considers Nasty Plotting or Will-O-Wisping onto Stakataka. You know, when you're so far behind, you kind of want to rely on your opponent making mistakes or reading too hard into things. So you know, the downside is by Rockfall, and we set up the Sand, which meant that Celesteela could just knock out Comfey very, very easily after the Sand. And then the problem is, without Protect on Incineroar or Spectrier, we just like brought in a Pokemon, let it get KO'd, brought in a Pokemon, let it get KO'd. But that turn I wouldn't say was like a direct mistake. Like, yes, reading into Rotom's Protect there is fairly obvious, but a lot of times when players from behind, they're going to make like really crazy plays, whether it be something like a Nasty Plot or a Will-O-Wisp, and like, let's say they actually Nasty Plot there, then they Protect the next turn, like Rotom in the late game actually becomes a pretty big offensive threat as well. So not much that turn like you could debate about, but I don't think was the clear mistake. The clear mistake was this end game, and in the end I end up getting punished for not optimizing my end game by getting hit by a critical hit. So yeah, I think it's relevant because I talked about this in the end of game 3 of yesterday's episode, and you know, I mentioned, hey, like, I don't like the play that I made because it opens myself up to a crit, and that's what happened in the end of this one. And that's what I get for misplaying a little bit. So even if you get unlucky in Pokemon, always ask yourself, what can you do better? Did the line of action that you took throughout the course of the battle, was that actually the 100% best line, or were there better plays that you could have made? And the end game there certainly did not play perfectly. So yeah. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one. So thanks so much to you all, as always, for watching Road to Ranked. Really appreciate all the support. Hope you've been enjoying it. Thank you to the Ridge for sponsoring today's video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time. All right, peace.